Welcome to Sin City. Today we're going to make sauce pie. We recruited my mom, Mrs. Madam Sonell, to help us out. Here's a shot of it when it's almost done, but let's go from the very beginning. What do we need? We need black beans. Got some black beans, got about 2.5, 3 cups. Got some parsley, got some garlic cloves, some chicken bouillons like the Maggie brand from Nestle. Looks pretty good. Got the accent. You can get that at your local store. The McCormick black pepper, black cloves, butter, olive oil, and coconut milk. So that's kind of like what you need right now. But just to start it off, we're just going to go ahead and get ourselves some water. Put that with the black beans and put that with the garlic cloves. Just boil them together. Nothing else yet. Just put them all together and let it boil. Let it boil until it might take 2 or 3 hours. Let it boil until the beans, you can pinch it with your fingers and it crushes. But after it boils, for an hour, 2 or 3 or whatever, however long it takes, you're going ahead and drain your beans and put them in a blender. I know it sounds strange, but trust me, it actually works better off. But you're going to drain your beans, put them in a blender. She came over my house and I don't have a blender. I had like a NutriBullet, so she's going to use a NutriBullet instead. So eventually we're going to get the same results anyways. But here you are, just blending it up. Just the garlic and the beans. Kind of get it so that it like you don't want it too like puree looking, like mashed potato looking. Just kind of like with the little pieces of the black beans in there still. Just that it's crushed up a little bit, right? If you notice, I only did it for 2 or 3, 4 seconds, something like that. But Mommy, Madam Sonell, she's going to go ahead and take what she just blended. And she's going to go ahead and go through it and get all the sauce out of the beans. It's actually a quick way to do it. It's a very efficient way. And it tastes pretty good at the end. Here she is getting the rest of it from the pot that she boiled. And it only works if the beans are, smushable with your fingertips. So make sure you boil them for a while. Some people let their beans soak overnight to lessen the cooking time. Mommy here, she didn't do that. She just boiled it for however long it took. I'll put the instructions down in the description just so you can see exactly how it was done step by step, because Mommy doesn't like to measure and she doesn't like to be bothered with directions. But anyway, see, it kind of looks creamy right now even without any other ingredient. So she's gonna go ahead and get the sauce out of the beans. She's putting the liquid in there using a spoon, and she's just mashing it up, stirring it up, getting the sauce out of there. As you can see, there's already some sauce in that pot that she's doing it into. For the sake of time, for the just to see if we can get this straight to the point, we're just trying to zoom through it a little bit. This process actually, for the beans, actually took about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. And it doesn't necessarily have to take that long, but Mommy likes to take her time, and it tastes pretty doggone good. But see that? All the sauce, all that stuff is out of there. And it leaves just like the skin of the beans. So she's still going at it, taking it out of there. Doesn't that look good? Highly nutritious. A lot of vitamins, a lot of iron, a lot of protein. Very, very nutritious meal. In another video, as you can see, she's doing sauce pie, but it's actually good with something called deli blanche and legume. It's so good. I think I'll actually might make a video separate to break these apart just because this video is so long, but you'll see the recipe for each one of those items. But look at that. Mom is killing it. And I told my mom that I'd like get her directions down pat and then maybe beat her at her own game. There's a little bit of parsley. She threw it in there. There's a little bit of the cloves, and there's a pepper. I didn't say that in the instructions at the beginning, but I got a pepper, hot pepper. And what she does, she takes the cloves that she has and she actually sticks it in there. One is to keep it from floating around in the sauce as it's boiling. So if you ever tasted the clove, it's pretty untasty, but for some reason it provides the right amount of flavoring for sauce pie. So she just throws it in there. Next, she puts some Maggie in there. She starts off with like 2 or 3 of them. She uses more later on, but she starts off with like 2 or 3 of them. She crushes it up and she puts it in there. She puts it in there. She stirs it up, and momentarily she's gonna taste it to see, how does it taste. It depends on how big of a portion that you're making, how much Maggie you need. She doesn't necessarily gauge it by measuring. She just figures, hey, it needs more Maggie. So here she goes, putting 2 spoonfuls of butter. Gives it a little bit more of a creamy, buttery taste. Very, very good. She stirs it up a little bit. So far, she's only put 2 Maggies, 2 chicken bouillons in there. And she's stirring it up a little bit more. In the corner of the screen, there's that dude blanche that she's cooking. I'm going to make that into a separate video. That was pretty doggone good. She's tasting it again. She's saying, is it good? She's got annoyed with me there. She says, it can't be good. It's just, we just started. She gave me a little attitude, but mommy, she's the head chef, so she knows what she's doing. She puts a little bit of oil, about a big spoonful. I'll have the exact measurements in the description. She mixes it up, gets it into a nice little soupy kind of thick texture, and then she puts in a little bit of coconut milk in there. All right. So now with the coconut milk, not only is it kind of like a buttery, milky taste, it's a clean bean taste as well. Here she goes, and she's tasting it again. And she basically says, well, if you put too much salt in it, or if you put too much chicken bouillon or whatever, you're never going to be able to fix it. There's no way to fix it, right? So throughout the cooking process, as you're tasting the sauce, you're making sure that it's the right amount of salt. So right now she's tasting it again. If it's not the right amount of salt, she's going to put a little bit of chicken bouillon in it later on. So she confirmed right there that she is going to do that. And now she's just putting a little bit of coconut milk just to get a little bit more creamier. So good. It feels like getting baptized when you eat de blanc sauce pois legume. Here's her putting a little Maggie in. She put about 3 more in. She said, let's mix it up. Let's see what it tastes like. And she let it boil. She mixed it up a little bit. And there she goes, boiling and mixing and mixing and boiling. Very good stuff. So now she's going to put a little bit of pepper, give it a little kick. All right. The hot pepper gave it a little kick, but just a little black pepper. Confuse your taste buds a little bit. Make you try to figure out what's going on with it. It's so good, like I said. And then she's going to put a little bit of accent, right? Accent is it flavorizes food. It has a little bit of sodium in there, but it's not heavy. It's very, very light. So you put it in there, just a little bit of spoonful, not too much. Stir it up and keep on stirring it up. Keep on seeing, is it good? Is it good? And taste it. She's tasting it right there again. And right now, she's getting a little bit happier with the results. She's saying, "Hey, Sonny, won't you taste it?" I'm tasting it too, and it looks pretty good to me. So she's putting the cover on it and letting it go. So that's pretty much how you make de blanche and sauce pois. The sauce pois part. The de blanche is another video. If you want this part of the video, I'm going to leave the link below. I'll also try to do the legume. Thank you guys for your time. Please subscribe and like, and see you next time.